Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Students, you may be seated. Goal Humanism, you may be seated. Before we get started, I just want to welcome you, but also to say thank you for the people who have worked so hard backstage to help us get this event going for you today. I'd like to thank University Police, who helped you park and provide security, for Medical Communications, who have done all the signage, taking pictures, making sure that we archive this event, and also to our Student Affairs team, Mrs. Laura Grayson and Mrs. Kimberly Voorhees. Thank you. Platform party, you may be seated. It is my privilege to welcome you to our annual White Coat ceremony. To the class of 2024, it is a day to celebrate hard work and you becoming a physician in 2 years. The white coat is a visible symbol which testifies to the hard work required to become a physician and the heart for altruism and service. This ceremony marks the moment when students are moving from the laboratory and the classroom to the clinic and hospital. From today forward, the person wearing the white coat promotes the outward symbol, proclaiming he or she is committed to healing, compassion, problem solving, and integrity, striving to do what is best for his or her patients. You are not only healers, but scientists, physicians. Your patients will be relying on you for truth in order to make the best informed decisions, which are expressed through your doctor-patient communication skills. We take pleasure in knowing that LSUHS Shreveport School of Medicine has done everything we can to provide you with the skills to become great physicians. I know that each of the family and friends that are here with you today are just as proud of those medical students as we are. Each of you has had an influence on making these students who they are today. In a very real sense, their success is your success, as well as ours. We are proud of you and will depend on you in our communities and teaching hospitals. With that said, I would like to introduce the physicians seated on the stage behind me. So when I call your name, if you'll please stand. Dr. David Lewis, Interim Chancellor and Dean of the School of Medicine, LSUHS Shreveport. Dr. Alan Kay, Provost, Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs. Dr. Keith White, Chairman and Professor of Surgery, John C. Mcdonald, MD, Endowed Chair of Surgery. Dr. Debbie Chandler, Associate Dean for Student Affairs, Associate Professor of Clinical Anesthesiology. Dr. Sonia Januso, Assistant Professor of Anesthesiology, Pediatric Anesthesiology. Dr. Pam McPherson, Vice Chair, Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Medicine. Just a little more. Program Director, Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, Assistant Program Director for Forensic Psychiatry. Dr. James Morris, Assistant Dean for Graduate Medical Education and VA Affairs, Associate Professor of Medicine. Dr. Lauren Beal, Professor and Division Chief of Internal Medicine, Pediatrics, Acting Chief, Associate Program Director, and Ambulatory Director of Internal Medicine. And we would also like to acknowledge Dr. E.J. Mayu, Senior Associate Dean of Population Health. Dr. Mayu, thank you for supporting us. At this time, I would call Dr. David Lewis to come here and share a few words.
Wow, what a great day. I'm so glad that we were able to have this event. I will tell you, across the United States, many medical schools are not having this event, and they're not having match day. In fact, 40% are not having match day, are allowing people to come in for match day. So I'm sorry that we all had to check some information before you came in, but I'm glad that we were able to come and gather together because this is a great day. These young doctors have worked hard to ultimately achieve where they're at today, and they're to be congratulated. And this day is for them, but it's also great to get together. I also want to thank a few people. If you're a faculty member in the School of Medicine, please stand up. Thank you all. Honestly, this institution wouldn't be what it was without these people tirelessly giving of themselves to pour into these young people. You know, it's a great day to be at LSU Health in Shreveport. There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful things that are going on right now then. Many of you weren't able to come to a family day that was scheduled last year that unfortunately somebody had to cancel because of some pandemic that was going on. You know, we tried to make it up this year and many of you did not make it, and so I would like to let you know that over the rest of this day and tomorrow, if your young MS2 to be or MS3 to be would like to take you up there, I've told the police department to allow y'all to come in and visit and see exactly what's going on. Other things that are going on whenever you do go there, we've got a big new building that's getting built. It's a little over a year away from its opening. It's the Center for Medical Education and Wellness. Yes, these young doctors will get to benefit for it, at least 1 year. It's got a lot of wellness equipment in there, also called a gym, that they're going to get to use. And, but more importantly, it's a state-of-the-art educational facility. So that's absolutely huge and will take us to the next level. As these young doctors will tell you, we have new parking lots. Hallelujah, right? Yeah, we opened up a parking lot a couple of months ago, 3 months ago now then, and I believe there's another one going to open up at the end of this month, and so should alleviate a lot of the parking problems that we have had in the past. Our partnership with Ochsner has done very, very well, and so why is that important? Well, we have more than doubled our clinical footprint in North Louisiana, and so there are a lot more clinical sites, and so these young doctors will get to go and they will be educated at absolutely beautiful facilities throughout North Louisiana and will service the citizens of North Louisiana. We've also been able to hire some very prestigious faculty that are coming in that will be doing procedures that nobody else in North Louisiana does, and in many cases, nobody else in the state. And so this is a very exciting time. Over 300 new clinical faculty and about 30 new basic science faculty over the last 3 years. And so, as I mentioned, it is a great time to be at LSU Health in Shreveport. We are so proud of this group here today, and I hope that you enjoy your festivities. I hope you enjoy your weekend, and please go spend some money. I was told to say that by the mayor. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today. And this gentleman is very true to my heart. And first of all, he was born and raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He went to his undergraduate degree at a little school down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which I believe won in overtime today. So that's good. And then I was able to meet him in 1981 because we were freshman medical students together at this institution. Keith was a cocky little thing whenever he came in. He was always going to be a surgeon, and he said that from day one, and ultimately it became true. He ultimately went on to do a residency in general surgery. He was a chief resident here at LSU, and ultimately left here to go to be trained in cardiothoracic surgery. He went to the University of Utah for that, and he also went to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Keith is a great surgeon. Why would I say that? I can tell you when a physician allows his family members to be operated on by somebody like that, that is the ultimate statement. So Keith came back to LSU about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. He has been the chair, professor and chair of the surgery department. Keith is a great surgeon. He is a great role model, but most importantly, he's a great person. Keith, come talk to us.
Wow, how do I follow that up? Dave and I do go way back, and thank you so much for this opportunity. This venue is beautiful. Katie, my wife, is right here in the faculty section, and I were here 20 years ago for her graduation. But even farther back than that, take yourself back to 1925, when in this place there were vaudeville shows, silent movies. Outside there were Model Ts, and there was a cable car here in Louisiana. So it's amazing. We're so lucky in Shreveport to have this gym. I'd like to also recognize some people that are really the biggest part of the crowd today. We have about 1,000 people, and I would say about 80% of those are families, loved ones, partners, children. I hear a couple of kids, in addition to wives and just aunts, uncles, etc. I'd like the students, the faculty, everyone on stage, just to give them a hand. Let's give the parents a hand. Because they are so proud today, and they're happy here, and they're here for one reason, because of the success of you guys. I'm truly honored by the gift that the students and my peers have bestowed upon me today. The opportunity to address you and your families during this ceremony is really the pinnacle of my return to Shreveport. 4 years ago, I was afforded the chance to rejoin the LSU faculty after several years, about 17 years actually, in the private sector. Dr. John Mcdonald, my mentor, many of you know the name. You can see he was a dean and also chancellor, or dean and first chancellor of this institution. He told me the day I departed in 2001 that I would return. I didn't believe him. I was going for the big bucks. I was going for the kind of a different part of the state, and just a change in lifestyle. He was surely prophetic. He knew how much I cherished the medical students and the residents. I miss taking care of those patients most in need in North Louisiana, and we have a lot. So I'd like to use today's wonderful experience and opportunity to share some of the experiences and observation of 30 years as a heart surgeon and a recruiter of physician talent for several large medical systems in Louisiana. So I want to really reach out to the students, because this is going to actually save time, because a lot of the questions that you're going to ask me, I hope to answer today in this short address. Today I will speak to you about the characteristics that I've witnessed in great physicians and great leaders. They'll seem simple to you and virtuous at this time, and easy to obtain in theory, but realistically, they can be complex and fleeting, especially in the real crazy world that we live in today. I hope today that you can identify your goals and help you reach your expectations in the next few years and hopefully beyond. Sincere congratulations go out also to the 22 medical students, 10 faculty and resident physicians present here today for the induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. I was blessed and honored to have that honor bestowed upon me a couple of years ago, and I think it's better than AOA, I'll be honest with you. I think to be able to profess your humanistic qualities has a lot more to do with being a doctor than your intellect. This select group recognizes the delivery of health care that is compassionate, collaborative, and scientifically excellent. That's what we all strive for. I'm fortunate to have 4 surgeons today representing my department, 2 residents and 2 faculty. Guys, thank you. I'm very proud of you. Now practice what you preach in here. LSU Medical School in Shreveport has been formally honoring the donning of the white coat as an achievement for 20 years, and it is representative of your passage into formal patient care. I will tell you plainly that the years ahead of you will provide you with some of the most invigorating, yet occasionally frightening experiences of your life. Don't forget that. The privilege of taking care of another human being during their most vulnerable times is an undertaking of great distinction and tremendous responsibility. When you graduate in a few years, your place in society as a doctor is bestowed on very few people. Statistically, you represent 1/3 of 1% of the entire U.S. population of the 330 million people you'll be taking care of. So there's about 1 million doctors in the United States. In the grand scheme of things, this is truly an honor. So please cherish it. Don't forget what you have in your hands. As a fanatic of Louisiana history and its people, the medical students rotating through surgery will commonly hear me ask them, where are you from? Where'd you graduate? Who's your mama? Who's your daddy? Because that's what I want to know. In hopes that we can connect in some way, shape or fashion about their families or talk about their hometowns, Grosse State, Boyce, Baton Rouge, Mansfield, Monroe, or maybe New Orleans. I'm immensely proud of my Louisiana heritage and returned here in 1993 after my research and surgical training in Utah to be near my family and to be around the culture of my upbringing. Chancellor Lewis, who's a friend of mine and a mentor of mine and a medical school classmate, and I frequently speak of our love for this school and our state. And this is why we return to our alma mater. We're so proud to be here. We talked about it, I think, just a couple of weeks ago. I choose to remember and focus on the great history of our state and the current advances of our state, especially here in LSU Health Shreveport. And like Dr. Lewis said, we're especially lucky and very lucky to have Ochsner Health System as our partner. I can tell you, deep pockets, great ingenuity, throughput, great minds, great leadership. And I can tell you, David and I have learned so much just by our affiliation with Ochsner. I would emphatically state that you as future physicians can positively change the course of this state more than any mayor, legislator, CEO by improving the physical and mental health conditions of our citizen, one patient at a time. Demographically, the 148 members of your class originate from several locales. 8 students come from Colorado, Florida, Michigan, Mississippi, and 4 from Texas, while the other 140 are from Louisiana. Almost half of the 64 parishes are represented in your class. 9 parishes, including Rapides and North, make up 30% of your class. And while 21 parishes south of Alexandria constitute 70% of your class, which is fairly close, and I must give kudos to the admission committee, very close to the representative population of Louisiana. I've been afforded the opportunity to have been a surgical mentor or advisor to thousands of students, residents, potential students, high school students, fellows, and faculty, both in the private and academic sectors. There's a recurring behavioral theme that I've witnessed among the most successful doctors and teams, and not surprisingly, the common question that I hear in my role as advisor and chairman is, Dr. White, what's the key to success in getting a great residency? What do I have to have? Do I have it? Is it in my CV? Is it in my nature? Can I get what is the best thing I can do to get a best faculty position somewhere? What are the keys to a successful career? Well, as you all know, there have been thousands of books, podcasts, and lectures written and conducted on how to have a successful career. And I will qualify that most of my observations are biased, and suggestions today come from the surgeons, surgical teams, and leaders in healthcare from all over the globe, and who were the great men in surgery who actually invented a lot of the operations that I do today. Very rare to have a specialty, so the godfathers, the men with the big shoulders were here. Dr. Larimore, who is in this audience today, and I speak about that frequently. I've seen them succeed and I've seen them fail. Their failures have been seen by them as an integral part of their overall success. They talk about their failures more than they do their success, I can tell you. And as we're all acutely aware of, most of the valuable experiences that lead to effective growth and success comes from our bad outcomes, our bad experiences. We learn much more than we do from the accolades that we get. I can attest to this personally. Our cardiac surgery team was riding a big high in 1995 when we were the first team in Louisiana to start minimally invasive cardiac surgery with about an 8-centimeter incision for mitral valves and for coronary bypasses. We were the first group in Louisiana, and very few in the southeastern United States had tried this. Everyone got a large sternotomy or a large incision down the middle of the chest, so we were really excited about the potential of this, mostly for the outcomes of our patients. I was in collaboration with the group from Stanford. I felt so honored to be in their midst. They started the technology, and it was a very exciting time for us. After 2 years of conducting these procedures, we did hundreds of them, albeit we had great success, great outcomes. The patients got and left earlier. But it was too complex. It was too lengthy. All I could hear was complaints from the anesthesiologist. Sorry, Dr. K, but he griped all the time about it. You're in here too long for a small incision. You're having to work through a keyhole. Things are difficult. You're going to hurt somebody. Well, we didn't lose a patient. But unfortunately, because of all those issues and the complexity, the National Surgical Committee or community just didn't accept this procedure, and we had to abandon it. I thought it was a loss and a failure. But despite this setback, we continued our quest for a less traumatic way to perform heart surgery. While building on our failures, decades later, and because of persistence of many in our specialty, we're now performing robotic surgery in the chest in dramatic numbers with remarkable success. And I'd like to thank Dr. Lewis and all the administrators at Ochsner for allowing that to happen. I'm incredibly happy that we did not quit on this procedure, although it took 30 years to come to fruition. Now, in the midst portion of this, I would like to share with you 4 essential qualities that I have noted in the great ones, the men and women who you never forget. How they define my career throughout the last 30 years. The first asset in this group is the ability to know, recognize, and employ priorities in your life. Sounds simple. I said priorities in the lives because this is not one size fits all. We obviously have different priorities. And the good Lord has enacted the freedom for us to enact our preferences daily. And the consistent reliance on them really affects your success. We're surely a product of our priorities and the ones we choose daily. Frequently, effective leaders list their top priorities as health, safety, and well-being for themselves and their families, as well as their patients and employees. Without our own personal physical and mental health, we obviously cannot exercise our duty as physicians. I also believe that if we fail to protect and care for the young, old, underprivileged, and vulnerable populations, we will not succeed as a healthcare system or as a state or as a country. During your clinical years, you will find that any decision you make, and this is very important, any decision you make with your patient's best interest involved will be good for all concerned, and you can never go wrong here. Administration knows that, doctors know that, nurses know that, families know that. It's got to be patient-centric. Individual physicians as well as corporate leaders need to follow this thought process, and patient-centric hospitals and doctors are successful. We sometimes forget our mission that we started with and why we chose our profession with the daily disruptions we all experience. That mission should consist of having great clinical outcomes. Everything else is fuzzy. You have to take care of your patients. For our patients, it should always be central in your direction. During your clinical years and forward, please remember to go back to these priorities that you've set for yourself, and always remember to include your family and your loved ones in your decision-making. The second trait of highly effective leaders and physicians is perseverance. Success is not a matter of mastering subtle, sophisticated theory, because all we really need to do is embrace common sense and add an uncommon level of discipline and persistence. I can tell you that's true. I'm frequently asked to give advice to medical students or residents who are concerned about entering a specialty or fellowship program with less than stellar testing scores. They're seriously concerned about not matching in their specialty, especially with the current matching process, which I think everyone on the stage will tell you, and Dr. Mayu, this is the most competitive matching program we've ever had. A lot of competition. And what I tell them, my response to them is that statistically the best physicians and surgeons come from that large part of the bell-shaped curve, the Gaussian curve, the normal distribution that you learned in college, and not just from the 2 standard deviations above that, or 10% of the top 10% of the applicants. That's 90% of people that's left out. I don't believe it. While didactics are important, test scores are important, traits like work ethic, perseverance, consistency, and predictability are better predictors of success overall. I have personally seen applicants, have many on this stage today have seen, that have failed several times to be admitted to medical school, residency spots, and jobs, only to persevere and finally reach their goals and actually excel in their field. So don't give up. A characteristic called grit is what many of us look for in applicants, and this has been written about in journals from the New England Journal of Medicine all the way to the Harvard Business Review. The two critical components of grit are passion and perseverance. Perseverance takes the form of resilience in the face of adversity, as well as an unwavering devotion to continuous improvement, unrelenting continuous improvement. Great researchers, physicians, surgeons, athletes, great leaders of our country and other countries have this stuff, this grit. And I can tell you it's very difficult to identify. David and I look at all our applicants. Does this person have what it takes to make it? Is that grit there? Is that adhesive force to be a good physician there? Finding success in your medical career and life is also predicated on finding your purpose. Many leaders feel that their purpose is self-evident by their decision to enter the medical field. But if you query them 5 to 10 years later in their career, many are disillusioned and have lost their purpose of why they entered their respective specialty. Money, power, status, and achievement are rarely listed on why we go into medicine. But they can quickly become our overwhelming focus, and you really lose your altruistic goals for the reason you're here today. When you lose those altruistic goals, you'll suffer, I can guarantee you, when you lose your focus on the patient. Personally, about 7 years into my career, I found myself doing surgery at 5 hospitals in Shreveport, which included transplants, bypasses, valve procedures, trauma, lung, and vascular surgery. The pace was exhilarating, but overwhelming, as I found myself one of the busiest surgeons in Louisiana. I had almost no leisure time and definitely no family time, as Katie will tell you. I'd lost my purpose and the intention that I had laid out at the beginning of my career. I was prosperous, but without purpose. And luckily, my strong-willed wife of French descent, I knew I was going to choke up on this, straightened me out. I guarantee. So don't forget to reach out to the ones near you. Thanks, Katie. Surgery then became clear to me as a career, but not what defined me. Many successful leaders suffer late in their professional careers and lose the excitement and purpose that they once harbored. It's never too early or too late to redeploy and rediscover your purpose in medicine. We frequently have to do that. You'll see that throughout your entire career. You'll find that there's no success in your life without significance. Lastly, but certainly not least, is positivity. Positivity has to do with your perspective. It has all about being optimistic in your thoughts and attitudes. Positivity is when you maintain your calmness, your hopefulness, your enthusiasm, and your love for life. There seems to be people we all know who are just, seems to be always positive. They're always resilient. They have that glitter in their eye. They lift the teams up. That's what I look for. That's what I look for in interviews with potential residents and faculty. I seek out positive people. In my office, there's so many people that come to my office with negative things. Our duty as leaders is to try to turn that around in positivity. It's difficult, isn't it? It really is. If and during these interviews that I see during our brief meetings negativity, or if I read it in their personal statements, or from calling their references, I don't take those people. I really don't. And it's surprising how some people will show you the negative aspect of maybe things that they've had in the past. We all have burdens. We all have onuses, but try to stay positive. During patient interactions, realistic but positive attitudes by the doctors and the medical team is so important. Many studies reveal that a positive team, doctor, healthcare professional, directly affects patient outcomes. Interviews with patients about their experience in the clinic or hospital show that the factor that best correlates with a great visit is how that doctor made them feel. Had little to do with the surroundings, the physical plant, the minutiae sometimes we think is so important. But it has everything to do with the mood or the ambiance that you entailed and you detailed to that patient. Realistically, who wants to work in a negative environment? No one. And today, We have measures of patient satisfaction and things to try to improve it all for them. And if we do it for them, stay positive, they get better quicker, I can tell you. And they'll love you for life. You never have to advertise. I've never had to advertise, and I can tell you, logarithmically, they tell their family, and it spreads like wildfire, and you'll have more patients than you ever asked for if you remember those few things. The journey is a huge part of the destination. Don't forget to take your family with you every chance you get. They got you where you are today, and they're going to help you out when times get real tough in your residency, early part of your practice when you're unsure about things. So finally, employing priorities, practicing perseverance, finding and charting your purpose, and ingraining positivity in your life and careers are the traits I have found in the people in my life who really made a difference. They would treat failure and success with equal measures of emotion. They made hard things look easy. They knew how to elevate morale in their teams. They would redirect the accolades given to them to their subordinates and absorb the shock inward when all hell breaks loose. And finally, they made sure that the underserved and vulnerable, both inside and outside their institutions and organizations, were treated with respect and support. I want to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. Kind of got choked up there, Katie. I knew I would, because this is my passion. Good luck to all of you, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. White. Thank you for imparting wisdom. Thank you for reminding us about what's real. So we thank all of our family and friends here for helping us in these journeys. So thank you for that reminder. At this time, we'll talk about the white coat pins that you'll be receiving today. They're sponsored by the Gold Foundation, whose motto is keeping healthcare human. We are gathered here not only to perform the white coat ceremony, marking passage to clinical medicine, but also awarding membership into the Gold Humanism Honor Society, an honor and privilege given to select third-year students chosen by their classmates. Selected residents and faculty will also be initiated today. I will now call upon Dr. James Morris. Dr. Morris.
Good afternoon. The Gold Humanism Honor Society is the heart of the community of caring for the Gold Foundation. Founded in 2002 through generous support of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the Berry Foundation, and an anonymous donor, GHHS, as we know it by the abbreviation, now has more than 175 chapters in medical schools and residency programs. More than 40,000 medical students, physicians, and other leaders have been inducted and serve as role models of the human connection in healthcare. Gold Humanism Honor Society sponsors Solidarity Week for compassionate patient care as a week-long recognition event. GHHS chapters, medical schools, and patient care institutions from across the country promote activities to celebrate their dedication to ensuring compassionate, patient-centered care. Tell Me More is a program to encourage humanistic conversations with patients. Additionally, a day of thanks is dedicated for residents to acknowledge the importance of the resident staff in medical student education and their integral component of the healthcare team. The Gold Humanism Honor Society recognizes students, residents, and faculty who are exemplars of compassionate patient care and who serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine. GHHS members are peer-nominated and are the ones that others say they want taking care of their own family. If there are any members of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, I would ask that you please stand for recognition. Membership in GHHS goes beyond selection and induction into an honor society. Its members have a responsibility to model, support, and advocate for compassionate, patient-centered care throughout their careers. The creation of a GHHS chapter signifies to the medical community that an institution places high value on the interpersonal skills and attitudes that are essential for the highest levels of patient care. It is an honor for Dr. Beal and I to serve as advisors for this organization. And I will always cherish my brief opportunity to meet Arnold P. Gold, a physician, a pediatric neurologist, who is the namesake of the foundation that sponsors both today's White Coat ceremony and our induction ceremony for the Gold Humanism Honor Society. I proudly wear my pin today from my White Coat ceremony almost 22 years ago. Most students in the audience today will now expect an Osler quote from me, but today I will quote Dr. Arnold Gold. You're only half a physician if you're just good at your craft. Unless it's coupled with patient-centered care and humanism, it's suboptimal care. I call forth Dr. Lauren Beal to call our names of our new inductees and request the assistance of Dr. Keith White again, a member of GHHS, who will assist in our ceremony. We'll also call forth some of our student officers to assist also.
Okay, when I call your name, if you'll come up to the stage and you'll get your certificate and your pin. For the students, you won't get your cord yet because you'll lose it and you need it at graduation. And having had to keep track of this pin like Dr. Morris for 22 years, I can tell you it's gotten lost and then found again. And so we won't put you through that stress. So you get your cord later. And then once you come up, you'll go back to your seat and we'll have you recite the oath for GHHS. Okay, Sarah Bertrand. Andy Fontenot. Taylor Johnson. Kyle Lewis. Kendall Lewis. Ali Zarang. And Hillary Savage is not with us today. Meredith Nelson. Grace Ann McCurdy. Alexa Tefero. Oh, I'm sorry, she's not here. Assad Musarat. Maggie Ross. Catherine Russo. Catherine Lohr. Kerrigan Bowman. Brady Rice. Hannah Logan. Wybra Price. Hunter Hines. Ashley Barris. Lauren Rando. Weldon Furr. Okay, and now for our faculty inductees. Dr. James Codalingam in pathology. Dr. Terry Larimore in surgical oncology. Dr. Chiranjeev Virk in vascular surgery. And then Dr. Michael Yim is not with us today. I think they're taking their ENT. He's administering the ENT and training exam today. So now for our house officers. Dr. Beatrice Briones in general surgery was not able to be with us today, but hopefully watching via live stream at EA Conway or LSU in Monroe. Dr. Sean Holmes, I think, is taking his in-training exam from the Department of Otolaryngology. But we do have Dr. Sam Igbenedion in gastroenterology. Dr. Chris Oglesby, also in gastroenterology. Dr. Connor Eckholt in general surgery is also not able to be with us today. And then last but certainly not least, Dr. Christy Searcy in internal medicine and pediatrics. Okay, and while Dr. Searcy walks back, if everyone, new GHHS members and current GHHS members would please stand, we'll recite the oath. It's on the back of your GHHS program in case you need it. Okay. I pledge by all that I hold dear as a physician. Congratulations. Okay, and at this time, Gold Humanism inductees and their guests may now be dismissed unless you are needed for the remaining part of the program.
Thank you, Drs. Beal and Morris, for that induction. At this time, I would like to call on Dr. Debbie Chandler, who will discuss the creation and implementation of the academic societies. Dr. Chandler?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to have you here today to celebrate another milestone with your adult children. Students, not too long ago, I was greeting you for your freshman orientation, and today we are celebrating your transition from the study of preclinical to clinical health sciences. I share with you and your loved one joy and pride. Up to last year, the Dean of Student Affairs called each student on stage to get pinned and clapped. This year, our Academic Society's chair will have the honor to call you and on the stage. Under my leadership and LSUHS Shreveport, 6 new academic societies were established on August 2021 to exemplify LSUHS Shreveport's innovative approach to medical education. The 6 academic societies are named in honor of former deans of our medical school, with the goal of providing one-on-one mentoring and coaching to all medical students to provide during their 4th years of medical school. They strive to provide support for career planning and to promote individual growth. The society's leaders will serve as support system for your students as they progress through the clinical portion of their medical school career over the next 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our inaugural Academic Society's leaders. For the whole society, named after Dr. Edgar Hall, Jr., who served as the Dean of the Medical School from 1966 to 1973. Dr. James Morris, Chair, and Dr. Juliana Forth, Vice Chair. Maslow Society, named after Dr. Isaac Maslow, who served as the Dean of the Medical School from 1975 to 1981, from 1990 to 1992, and from 1996 to 2000. Dr. Sawad Omer, Chair. and Dr. Kirandeep Shahal, Vice Chair. For the Rigby Society, named after Dr. Perry Rigby, who served as the Dean of the Medical School from 1981 to 1985, Dr. Ryan Jones, Chair. And Dr. Varsha Alampali, Vice Chair. For the Williams Society, named after Dr. Daryl Williams, who served as the Dean of the Medical School from 1985 to 1990, Dr. Adrian Abreu, Chair. And Dr. Cara Goddard Ford, Vice Chair. Mcdonald Society, named after Dr. John McDonald, who served as the Dean of the Medical School from 2000 to 2009, Dr. Van Nguyen, Chair. And Dr. Amos Seat, Vice Chair. And last, for Chesson Society, named after Dr. Andrew Chesson, who served as Dean of the Medical School from 2009 to 2014, Dr. Mary Buffington, Chair. And Dr. Paul Brinkley, Vice Chair. Please, let's give these outstanding new academic societies leaders a round of applause for taking upon such a noble responsibility. Dr. Murphy?
Okay, I take great pleasure in introducing to you at this time the Marshals for the White Coat Ceremony. Would the Marshals please come forward? The Marshals who will be participating in the ceremony are graduates of LSU School of Medicine. They serve as faculty and are active members of our alumni. If Dr. McPherson will take her place on stage, and Dr. Lewis, would you come behind Dr. McPherson? Dr. Januso, would you take your place on stage? And Dr. White, would you come behind Dr. Januso? And Dr. Chandler, will you call up the First Society to be cloaked and pinned?
Will the chair of the Mcdonald Society please bring the student forward?
Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to call the members of the Maslow Academic Society. Students, you would be called in pairs. Catherine Francis Blaze, Madison Laurel Catalado. Sydney Elizabeth Como, Caroline Virginia Crosby. Kyle Felipe Reyes Dak Dak, Chloe Elizabeth Duval. Claire Ann Fisher, or Landria Adrian Nicole Freeman. Matthew Paul Garrett, Ricky Lynn Gilmore. London Gray, Denise Gungor. Patrick Charles Juno, Sarah Victoria Love. Annie Emery Lois, Ethan Gabriel Loreno. Nikita Reddy Malapali, Sydney Noel Moore. William Gregory Mullen, Peyton Lynn Passantino. Aaron James Shepard, Margaret Widreen. Stephen Paul Vining, Cole Martin Weber. Congratulations to the member of Mosalo Academic Society. Please give them a big round of applause.
Will the chair of the Williams Society please bring the student forward?
At this time, I would like to call up the members of the Williams Society. Students, you will be called in pairs. Gabrielle Ann Acosta, Victoria Elizabeth Bollock, Madison Carice Brogan, Madison Rose Casey, Matthew Daniel Cedro, Isabella Marie Fabian, Brennan Wesley Gio, Arandi Madushani Harath, Cameron Michael Hewitt, Thuxon Kongsham, Lane Allen Landry, Alyssa Marie Lobello, Garrett Wayne Malone, Farhan Saeed Abdullah Moyadin, Brennan Michael Murphy, Colin Christopher O'Quinn, Carolina Odette Ochoa, Sarah Catherine Roblo, Stuart Hopkins Scoggin, Pedro Simoncini, Courtney Elizabeth Tusell, Heidi Christine Ventresca, Rachel Elizabeth Wishhouse, Shadman Yusuf. Congratulations to the students of the Williams Society. Please give them a round of applause.
Will the chair of the Mcdonald Society please bring the students forward?
Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to call up the members of the Mcdonald Society. Students, you will be called in pairs. Kristen Nicole Benedict and Margaret Macy Borg. Caroline Rawlings Burrows and Joshua Paul Cooper. Ross Michael Dees and Kelsey Paige Duang Mavangsa. Chance Michael Abear and Kevin Jin. Grace Margaret Kennedy, Michael Kwok Le. Matthew Thomas Lizard, Sarah Harper Myers. Taylor Lee Powell and Sachin Prem. Alexandra Shield and Caitlin Marie Smith. Corey David Smith and Julia Stashkirich. Anna Camille Tatum, Hunter K. Vien. Landon Alexander Waite and Catherine Lynn White. Brooke Celine Williams. Congratulations to the Mcdonald Society. Please give them a round of applause.
Will the chair of the whole society please bring the student forward?
At this time, I would like to call up the members of the whole society. Students, you will be called in pairs. Ryan Austin Agsanad. Elizabeth Margaret Armstrong. Marjorie Patrice Michelle Blocus. John Royce Campbell, Jr. Hannah Louise Uy, and Jacob Benjamin Cutler. Chad Quinn Davis. Nicole Kiana Edasati. Jessica Ashley Elliott. Tanisha Renee Fleming. Rianne Elizabeth Germany. Drake David Hines. Elizabeth Claire Hickson. Madison Paige Hoffman. Andrew Donovan Kepnick. And Lauren Ann Lindquist. Robert James Mikatinas. Shelby Joe Patty. Sarah Elizabeth Petavan. And Claire Elise Robichaud. Jared Destin Smith. Jamie Elise Trong. Asia Kiera Zane Williams. and Cole Matthew Wilson. Taylor Elizabeth Witten. And Joshua Ju Ho Woo. Will you please give a round of applause for the whole Academic Society students?
Will the chair of the Rigby Society please bring the students forward?
At this time, I would like to call up the members of the Rigby Society. Students, you'll be called up in pairs. Azaz Ahmad. Anne Marie Barfield. Rachel Lauren Coleman. Jordan Victoria Cross. Cole Michael DeBevec. Patrick Alexander Fontenot. Taylor Nicole Gatson. Landon Dent Goudreau. David Mark Heap, Jr. Amanda Selena Hussein. Amir Marwan Kostas. Munira Yad Khaled. Yash Kakreja. Amanda K. Langston. Brianna Elizabeth LeBlanc. Andrew John Paul Louisa. Samuel Andrew Mack. Hannah Grace Madiowski. Benjamin S. Maxey. William Elliott McLean. Laura Miriam Nussdorf. Anjani Kumari Singh. Ryan Matthew Taylor. Madeline Elizabeth Traylor. Stephen Tanner Ward. Please join me in congratulating the members of the Rigby Society.
Will the chair of the Chesson Society please bring the students forward?
At this time, I would like to call up the members of the Chesson Society. Students, you will be called in pairs. Dean Abdahu. Christian Thomas Bonner. Elise Margaret Brown. Christopher Davis Causey. Caleb Nelson Day. Brooke Noel DeVilliers. Caleb Gerald Dodge. Aiden Dakota McKinley Dupuy. Catherine Marie Egan. Farah Elizabeth Flatman. Courtney Marie Gregoire. Holly Grace Hodges. Allison Louise Holtgren. Elizabeth Denise Knowles. Rebecca Holly LaCour. Matthew Barber Moore. Sandy Lee Wynn. Haley Elise Norwood. James David Oglesby. Anne Marie Schwartz. Jacques Logan Thibodeau. Evan Arthur Trahan. Alexa Renee Zahari. Congratulations to the Chesson Society second-year med students.
Again, let us give a round of applause for the young doctors, student doctors.
The marshals may be seated. Thank you. And I would just like to take a minute to thank the vice chairs. As you saw, they were presenting the students with a book from the academic societies on doctoring, and this can be used for your personal library as you grow that. Thank you, vice chairs. Okay, the LSU Health medical alumni play a vital part in this important rite of passage for our medical students. From donating money to purchase the white coats they're wearing, to actually robing and pinning the students in the white coat note. Our medical alumni from across the country, whether they have been practicing for decades or still in their residency, have submitted their words of advice, encouragement, or inspiration to our students as they transition to a more patient-focused portion of their education. The idea behind the notes is to create a meaningful connection between alumni and the current students, and to show the students that they can depend on their support and guidance in the profession from their fellow LSU Health physicians. The school solicited advice from graduates, and the responses were remarkable. Some are handwritten, while others are submitted digitally. Some alumni opted to include contact information and serve as a mentor for the students. The notes have been randomly placed in the pocket of your white coats. Students, please take a minute to look in your pockets and read your note. As we take a few moments to allow the students to read their messages, I would like to mention that donations to the LSU Health Sciences Foundation support many initiatives during your students' time at LSU Health Shreveport. The LSU Health Sciences Foundation is proud to celebrate your white coat ceremony with you, and is here today to provide a gift to you and your families. As you leave the ceremony, please stop by their table in the foyer, back where you entered, for a photo op with your loved ones in front of the LSU Health Shreveport backdrop. While waiting to have your photograph taken, you can learn more about the exciting Center for Medical Education opening in 2023. Thank you, alumni. And guess who gets to come forward again? Dr. White? I would now like to ask Dr. White to administer the oath for the class of 2024. Students, if you will please take out your programs. The oath is on the back of the program. Dr. White is going to read the oath, and you will recite after him. Dr. White.
A little instruction now. This is a paragraph I'm going to read, and then you'll repeat after me, not a sentence, okay? An oath for the class of 2024. As I now enter into the area of my medical education, where I will progressively increase my interactions with patients, I acknowledge and accept the privileges and responsibilities given to me as a physician in training. As a member of the healthcare team, I will be present at my assigned duty and will not fail to do my share in the care of our patients. I will approach my medical education with integrity and will support my classmates. I will respectfully acknowledge my teachers, be they faculty or other healthcare professionals. Likewise, I will respectfully acknowledge my patients at whose bedside I will learn. I commit myself to a lifetime of learning, both in the art of science of medicine, to better serve my patients. I will attend to all my patients with competence, without bias toward any, and with compassion toward all. I will safeguard their trust, will respect their secrets who are confided in me, and will serve as their advocate. I will communicate with honesty, kindness, and understanding. I will acknowledge my limitations and will act responsibly within the bounds of my training. I will work to learn to cure disease where possible and to prevent disease where opportunity permits. I will promote and protect the health of the public as well as that of my patients. I will not forget the importance of my own well-being and the well-being of those close to me. These pledges I make freely and upon my honor. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Alan Kay to come forward and say a few words.
Well, Dr. Chandler told me that your attendance on the pharmacology lecture on the coagulation cascade was below threshold, so we're going to give a few slides and give you no, I'm just joking. We want to thank you all again for your hard work completing the first 2 years of the basic sciences. It's really a great accomplishment. For most people, the clinical years are more enjoyable as you integrate knowledge about medicine into the greater good of helping patients get better from their different diseases. Thus, the white coat ceremony notes this special day as you move forward to the clinical years of medical school. Remember, this is an honor, and always be grateful for what you have in your life. Loved ones, your health, your mental faculties, your favorite pet. Nothing is guaranteed, so be grateful for what you have in your lives. For those patients who you will take care of, they're in jeopardy of losing their health and even their lives, along with loved ones, their job, their ability to take care of their families and the things that make them happy, like activities and hobbies that they may never be able to do again. As an example, I saw a patient last week in my pain clinic who was in his early 30s who had chronic pancreatitis with a strong family history and no other risk factors, with unremitting pain in recent years, that has not responded well to medication or interventional pain procedures, can no longer work, and is very depressed. The people you take care of have real problems, so please treat them like they were in your family, and you'll earn their respect and admiration throughout your professional careers as physicians. Humility, empathy, and gratefulness will be incredible qualities to remember for the rest of your lives as physicians. The world admires doctors, and remember, only a select few are chosen for this very noble profession. Enjoy this day, and thank you to everyone who has worked hard to guide these young medical students on their path to become physicians.
Thank you, Dr. Kay. And Dr. Lewis, would you come up and offer a few words in closing?
First of all, let me thank a few people. The Student Affairs group is just a phenomenal group, and it's run by Dr. Chandler and Dr. Murphy, but there are a lot of people behind the scenes that work tirelessly. These kind of events take lots of time to put on. I want to thank them personally, and I'm sure everybody here does too. Thank y'all so much. Young doctors, this is a big step. You will become integral parts of the healthcare system for our patients. And from day one, when you step on those wards, you will be treating patients, and you will make a difference. There's no question about that. This is a time for you to soak up everything that you possibly can. Your career decisions will depend upon this next year. You will decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And so a lot of you go into this with preconceived notions. Most of you will change your mind. But there is one thing out there that we all have a calling to. And so I look forward to being with you as you make that selection. It's a big deal. So congratulations, and I hope you all enjoy the weekend. I believe outside there's going to be some refreshments for everyone. As Dr. Murphy said, our foundation has photographers out there to take your pictures, and so please enjoy this weekend with your families. Dr. Murphy.
So congratulations. And to family and friends, guests, thank you for attending. This includes the white coat ceremony. I'm going to give you the order of the recessional, and then we'll hear the music as you march out. So let's have the platform party will go first, then any faculty, then remaining Go Humanism, and then we will dismiss with the students. Then once they have cleared out, then faculty, then guests, your families, you're free to go. But please do stop by the lobby. And we thank you, Foundation and alumni. Thank you all for coming. You going this way or this way? Look at Alan. Let's go this way.
Follow directions.
Dr. Maya, you and Mrs. White, do y'all want to go? And Go Humanism. And to our students.